Peace, 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 peace and power, peace and power, peace and power. Peace and power to the people that struggle. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for comments and concerns, conversation, dialogue. This is a space for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, a space of love, a space of integrity, intelligence, queens, kings, warriors. This is a space for militants, for liberators. Your space, a space of love, a space where we are working on a united path towards what? True liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information. Funding apps. Okay, green screens. Apps with cash, pals that pay. Grams with money. Unions that are Western. Red cups, blue cups, goddammit. Jingle bells. Squeegee man pockets. Charity. Collection plates. Damn it. Campaign funding. Listen, damn it. Jingle jangle. Folded. It's a war going on outside. Damn a peace treaty. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until they're kicking you up out of the gas station. Don't wait until they drag you up out of Circle K. Don't wait until they kicking your ass up out the Wawa, the rest stop. Book an assessment. Get yourself together. Okay, if you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, please book an assessment. Stop sending each other outside with black eyes, scraped up noses, busted lips, slings, and soft casts. Okay, get yourself together. Stop embarrassing the kids. All right? Stop getting the itchy finger cousin nervous. Okay, book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse consultation and counseling, please book an assessment. Excuse me, learn the warning signs. Okay? The behaviors that should alarm you. Characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness. Huh? What'd she say? That pot been on the stove since yesterday boiling. I could have sworn it was 3 hammers in that toolbox. Okay? Listen. Come on now. Behaviors that should alarm you. Okay? Characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness. Listen. Events, conversation, people. Past traumas that should have your alertness levels on 1,000. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. Salute, salute, salute. What it do, what it do. Late night class, what's going on? Oh, so happy y'all here with me tonight. Y'all glad y'all here? God damn it, I say, is y'all glad y'all here? Huh? Damn it, well, let's get to it. Put down your little funny tweeds. Uh-oh. Excuse me, citizen after NYPD officer clapped. Listen, put down your tweeds, twist up your bottle, put your little moonshine to the side, your little Mad Dog 2020, your little Wild Irish Rose. Put that shit to the side and concentrate. Tag your peoples now. Damn it. Get this on y'all social media platforms. Damn it. Get your screen recordings, your screenshots, your edits, your apps, whatever the hell you got to do. We got to get busy for a little while tonight. Uh-huh. Yes. We got some people to tag. Tag Louisiana 10. Tag, I'm sure all of them is on the count. Tag them all, goddammit. We got to talk about it. Tag any real estate agent you know, any rap executive mogul, athlete, dudes that been fronting, all these people with these quick house flips and all this shit that they tell y'all about. Tag all of them. Tell them to come to class. We got a property for sale. Yeah. Tag the NOI. Tag the FOI. Tag the Nation of Gods and Earths. Yeah. Shit. Tag old Dr. Umar. Tariq. Any of them. Yeah. Let's see how conscious and how woke and how committed folks is. Tag all of them. Who else we got to tag? God diggity dog it. Anyone with an LLC. Tag it. Let's see if y'all sharecropping. Uh-huh. Yeah, let's figure this out. I already done told y'all what business is in this corporation and in this country. Y'all still ain't listening. So tag them. And woo, somebody tag Angel Reese. Gotta grip us out. God damn it. Tag her and the WNBA. Tag yourselves. Damn it, let's see who's in class tonight. Andrea Jones. Newark, New Jersey finest by way of Florida. Got it. We see you, Andre. What's good? Threats. Chris, Philly in the building. What's going on? Mrs. Reels is up. What's up, Mrs. Reels? Tierra Green, the youngin' in the spotty spot, South Jersey. Damn it, Mr. Strictly Game. What up? LA in the building. Bang hard. That's what we talking about. LA. We see you. Philip Boom. What's going on? Kim, peace. Almighty Kim Williams, what up? Geechee, what up? As Beckles London is in the building, y'all. Damn it, it's about 5 in the morning. In the UK Massa, what's going on, Magic Little Brick? What up? We see you. Charles, what up? Rick Gatlin, what up? CB, what up? Jane Doe, what up? What's going on? Grandmaster, what up? We see you. Joel Torres, 55. Joel, 55. 55 for Joel. 55. God diggity doggity. Mike Arrington, 55 for Mike. 55 for Mike Arrington. God diggity. Who? Saul, 55 for Saul. 55 for Saul. God damn it. Yeah, boy, we got him in there tonight. See our prophet getters. What up? Ooh, yeah, they kind of sneak in on the kid, Jonathan Kidd, 55. 55 for Jonathan Kidd. Mark it down, y'all. God diggity dog it. Mark it down. Latoya, we see you. What up? What up, Latoya? What's going on? Dust Fro, what up? Hey, Ghoster, what up? Ooh-wee. Shy, what up? Yeah, Molly, what up? Yeah, they up in here, y'all. They up in here. Hollow Davis, peace, what's going on? They up in here. We see him, 55 gang. Bernie, what up, Bernie? Yeah, we see him. Rhonda, what's up, Rhonda? A Will, peace, what up? Yeah, John Cena. Yeah, God diggity dog it, knife, 55 for knife. 55 for knife. Yeah, we got a knife on the building. God diggity. ATL, we see you. What up? Ooh-wee. Yeah. It's going down tonight It's chilly, so people probably already sleep. Yeah, it's chilly up here, damn it. Don't mind the hat. Don't mind the hat. Yeah, Giants kicking their ass tonight, Jack. Don't mind the hat, y'all. It's chilly up here. Don't mind the little silky shirt. Trust, it's chilly up in here, so I know a lot of y'all in your bed. Feet kicked up, got your little blankie on and all that shit. With a will for the Early Fish Friday. God damn it, Early Fish Friday. We see you, Will. Much appreciated. Gene, Helene, Kimmy, Canada's in the house. God damn it. It's cold. So we got to get right into it. We got to get right into it. And first and foremost, okay? First and foremost, we got to shout out Louisiana. Yes, them goddamn Louisiana, them Cajuns. We got some stuff to talk about. The last fugitive from the Great Escape has been captured. And I've been seeing a lot of chit-chatting, talking, and yakety-yakking on social media about it. So we're going to make an attempt to roll this in and roll it up real nice. Okay? Yeah. A lot of yak, no facts. If it's anything factual that has come across y'all desk, let me know. Okay? So we're going to get right to it. Derrick Groves. Damn it, Derrick Groves. The last of the 10 men who escaped from a New Orleans prison in May was captured in a crawl space in a home in Atlanta on Wednesday. Damn it, Derrick. Man, your ass is out. Hope y'all had fun. You was out the whole summer. Let's see. Let's talk. May, June, July, August, September. Damn it. And a week and a half in October. Woo-wee. You was out, damn, a whole violation. Yeah, damn, man. Dudes get violated for 5-6 months. Your ass was having a good old time. Shit, May, June, shit, you done made all of those summer splashes, all the barbecues, the fourths, and you made every damn holiday. Yeah, and little crawl space. Bagged them. Yeah, the escapees, who ranged in age from their teens to early 40s, broke out of the Orleans Parish Justice Center in the early hours of May 16 by climbing through a hole in the wall behind the toilet, scaling a fence, and crossing an interstate. Okay, by the time authorities discovered them missing during a routine morning head count, they were long gone, leaving behind a smiley face and several taunting messages, including "Too easy, LOL," scrawled on the bathroom wall. Oh my goodness. And in the video, you see it. The shit looked fake. The majority of us thought it was fake. Thought it was AI. Thought it was edited. You see all them niggas running. That shit looked crazy, didn't it? They was boogieing, trying to pull up the britches and shit, running all fast, trying to get the hell up out of there, right? Yeah, but it wasn't fake. We saw it, and as the news started coming, we were sitting there looking like, damn. Huh? Damn. Let's go. 3 of the escapees were recaptured in New Orleans later that same day, and all but 2 had been taken into custody by the end of May. The ninth inmate, Anton Macy, was apprehended 6 weeks after the jailbreak in late June. That only left Groves on a run. The 28-year-old convicted murderer eluded authorities for months, despite a multi-agency effort to track him down. God damn it, he was doing good. Real good. Without a plan. Real good. Without understanding the significance of what he was doing. I bet he wasn't watching Sweetback's Badass Song. I'll guarantee you he ain't watched that, or he might have kept running. He might have kept it moving. See, when you are woke and conscious, right, the way they try to make us seem corny, but when you weak and conscious, you got a higher intelligence. You read. You watch different things. You don't watch things that only entertain you. You watch things that enhance that intelligence. Do you get it? Do you get it? I mean, really, really get it. So he should have been watching Sweetback's Badass Song. How many of y'all up in here watch Sweetback? Come on, man. Come on now. And don't come in here storying. If you won't watch it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't come up in here fronting, because we're going to test you. Now, how many of y'all in here watch Sweetback's Badass Song? How many of you know the significance of Sweetback? Huh? How many of y'all know the significance of Sweetback? Talk about it, damn it. Talk about it. Sweetback was moving through the whole movie. But many don't know the innuendos. Things to take figuratively. Some things to take literally. Huh? Andrea said yes a long time ago. Don't remember. You won't remember it if you really didn't get into the breakdown that Dr. Huey P. Newton gave. He gave us a breakdown of the entire book. And just how, in his book, a breakdown of the entire film in his book. Okay? And when you read that, then you go watch the movie again and you learn how significant it is for people to be running and be on the run, especially black men. Okay? Especially liberators. Okay? Those who were once considered revolutionaries. Liberators running. Sweetback was a... Ooh. Help me out now. Help me out. I know some of y'all stay up to speed with me. Now, was it Dr. Huey P. Newton's book? Was it To Die for the People? Or was it Revolutionary Suicide? Which book gave the breakdown of Sweetback's Badass Song? God damn it. Well, what was... Tierra, we know you ain't here about it. We know you's a youngin'. That's why we're going to learn you up. You're going to get learned up. Okay? Who in here? It's only 64 in here. You see how tight our class be? How dense it is? And how important our aims are? People don't listen to Bliz, though. That's all right. Y'all here. Y'all here. Okay? They be missing out. They don't get it. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't understand. Right? Telling you, man, we have some shit here. We speak on some shit in here that nobody else touch. Or they touch much later. Okay? Huh? Come on now. Yeah, yes, I know you're speaking about mean actor too. That's my dude. That's my dude. And he did that a while ago. Jean is thank you, Jean. It's to die for the people, right? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It was to die for the people. Definitely. Um, read To Die for the People. It's in the later chapters of the book. He gives a breakdown of the film Sweetback's Badass Song. If you ever on the run, you would know that. You would need to have that on cap so you could keep it moving. So you could keep it moving. Yeah, so you can keep your hands moving. Because it's very significant when you running from the plantation. Oh, they on your ass. Get the dogs! Get the hounds! Get the dogs! And your ass is running. Well, he done beat the dogs. This brother was out almost 6 months. Shit. Huh? Yeah, go ahead, Brooklyn Jules. Cut it out with that sweet back, Papa. You in the wrong part of the movie now. Alright, you in the wrong part of the movie. God diggity dog. Emerge. What's going on? Much appreciation for the super chat. Okay? Louisiana State Police, told reporters on Wednesday that the task force investigating the jailbreak learned in early October that Groves was likely in the Atlanta area. They traced him to a particular residence through information gathered via multiple search warrants and other investigative means. Because this is what I want to make an attempt to dispel. Now, people are running on the internet talking about that he got into it with his girl at the time. They had an argument or whatever, and she called police. She dropped a slip. This is what's been running. I have never seen, or I have not seen up until this point, information to verify that fact. Okay? And we're going to get into why that would be the dumbest shit in the world. But again, people are using this narrative, right, to put a further wedge in black men and black women relationships because they're saying that a black woman scorned, right? You get a black woman mad and she blow up the whole spot, okay? Or you can't trust the black. I've seen all type of stuff. So far, that has not been the case. This right here, we going with white folk information on the case. And they said they had traced him, okay, to a particular residence. Police, U.S. Marshals, and a SWAT team arrived at the house in southwest Atlanta to execute warrants and ultimately took Groves into custody after what police described as a brief standoff. So now they gathered informations via search warrants. It would dispel that would dispute the fact that it was some domestic argument, some little little chicken head and her husband, or chicken head and boyfriend, or some little dispute between these two individuals. Because it wouldn't. That's not dropping a slip. If that would have happened and that was immediate, boom, right then and there, how the hell he already got warrant? Nah. They was already on his ass. Yeah, they was already on his ass. Why? Because he was just an average criminal. It wasn't like his crimes were something that would liberate the people. It wasn't something that was in a course of going at the Ofe. You dig? No. That wasn't it. That weren't it. Let's continue. We deployed a number of canisters of gas to help move him throughout the house. He moved to the basement of the house. Boy, soon after, we put the county canine in effect. We put that dog up in here and woo-wee in the crawl space, and they found him in that crawl space. Yeah, that's where they found him. You let that dog out and that gas. See, if he was really about that action, right? Because damn, I mean, New York State, I know when we was in the correctional facilities and we knew they was coming, if we popped off in the yard and somebody hooked on police, we knew that gas was coming. We know what to do. He been in jail. He was in jail for a minute before he broke out. You don't think when they get you cornered off, they're going to put that gas out there and they're going to release the hounds? Get the dog! Get the dog! You know how they say it. Get the dog! And that dog coming, that dog be eating at your grippers. Ooh-wee. Yeah, Officials declined to say what brought Groves to that particular house or how long he had been there. So they didn't say it. Okay? But they said no one else was inside at the time of his apprehension. Shit gonna get sketchy in different news sources. He said nobody was there. Okay? All right? Now, let's continue. Let's continue. Yeah. How y'all doing? Who let the dogs out? Yeah. Nehemiah, what's going on? We see you. Dog's doing his ass. Now, let's see what they was talking about. It said he will be arraigned on charges as soon as we get him back to Georgia. They said that this is the shit they saying at the press conference. Okay? Added that he will eventually join the other escapees in the Louisiana State Penitentiary. Okay? They said their office is looking into whether it can upgrade Grove's charges to aggravated escape in light of the materials discovered at the Atlanta house, which she said included weapons and drugs. See? So it was weapons and it was drugs in the house. Right? That means he was ready to bang out. But he wasn't on point. He thought it was sweet. He in Georgia. It's almost 6 months later. He got comfortable. But again, no plan. You just a running. You tired. You slipping. Okay? They also expect Groves to be prosecuted in Georgia and possibly by the feds. He got a lot of trouble and a lot of things to answer to both the state of Louisiana and the state of Georgia. Adding to that, the manhunt was expensive as well as scary for the district attorney staff, victims, and witnesses in the cases that put Groves behind bars. So they saying that, you know, he was locked up for some shit. And those people were scared. So let's see what he was locked up for. Okay? Groves, 28 years old, was convicted of unaliving 2 men on Mardi Gras in 2018 and was awaiting sentencing when he escaped in May. He was one of the gunmen who opened fire with an AK-47 style assault rifle on what should have been a joyous Mardi Gras family gathering. Groves was found guilty of 2 counts of second degree and 2 counts of attempted second degree, charges that carry a life sentence. This here. Yeah, his ass was tore up. He was getting ready to go down. He was on the run for that. See, you not supposed to get comfortable, right? When you doing that. He was also convicted of 2 counts of attempted and a federal firearms charge for which he was awaiting sentence. Yeah, okay. Groves, like the other 9 escapees, has also been charged with simple escape. And they said he got a scheduled hearing for Thursday, at which he can choose to waive extradition, or else the state will initiate proceedings to bring him back. So that was today. I don't know what happened today. I had things to do. That's why I'm on late. Okay? Now, they're trying to see who else helped him out here. Okay, check it out. The district attorney's office said it will conduct an investigation into any assistance Groves received during their escape and his subsequent 5 months on the run. He obviously had some help, they said, at this media briefing. Other people were in the house when Groves was booked, but they said it was too soon to address charging decisions. See, this is a whole different periodical. Somebody said nobody else was there. This periodical said that somebody else was there. All right, which is important because we want to make sure we dispel any of the, oh, he was with his girl, they had an argument, she called the police on him. Right? Because they look now, make it make sense. They charging whoever, or trying to charge whoever helped him. Right? Come on, let's see what else. Who else is facing charges? Right? The district attorneys vowed that anyone who may have helped Groves will be arrested and prosecuted. More than a dozen people have been arrested for aiding the escapees, both in prison and once, okay, they got out. Those included a jail employee who told investigators that he turned the water off in the cell after one of the inmates threatened to shank him. He maintains he was just unclogging a toilet and was unaware of the escape plans, as well as another man being held in the same prison who faces 10 counts of principal to simple escape. Okay? In the weeks after the jailbreak, authorities charged 11 other people with accessory after the fact for alleged actions, including contacting the inmates by phone before and after their escape, transporting them on the outside, right, putting them in the whip, and supplying some with food and cash. Another twist came in June when a former correctional center employee and Groves' girlfriend was arrested on a felony charge of conspiracy to commit simple escape in connection with the recent escape of multiple inmates. So you see, if in fact there's some truth to him and the girl had an argument and she called police on him, her ass is going to jail. for harboring a fugitive. So that would be the dumbest girl that we ever seen. You mad. You're triggered. You don't have anger management, so you respond and do some dumb shit. Now you going to jail for aiding and abetting. Okay, so again, you see how your anger could get your ass in trouble? You see, ladies, how you can get mad and want to get back, and you put yourself in the jammy jam? Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna fire her ass up if that's the case. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know this dude is a fugitive. What? Shit been on the news all summer. All summer with his name, with everybody's name, his picture. You know that this man, even if you just met him, you know it's something going down. So you call the police on them, and now they need to come right back to your house. Say, hey, wait a minute. How long was you dealing with him? What did he really do to you to make you call the police? Well, I'm sick of his shit. He been online. You know, he got a fixation for looking at ass, and I told him don't have no ass in his phone, and he had it in his phone, and he drunk on my Hennessy, and you know, and they said, oh, he drunk it. How long he been with you? Oh, he was with me for about 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, I met him about 4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, now you going down. See ya. See ya. Yeah. Miss you might as well put your hands behind your back. Yeah. See what I tell you? Waiting until it's too late. Now her ass is gonna be on a hot hood of a police car. Yeah. You ain't getting no reward. See, that's the trick. That's the trick. You get a reward if you see him in the streets and you call authorities. Yeah, I think that's that man that's on the news. I see him right here, sir. Yes, I do. He right here. And they come and they bag him. And he either cop out or he go to trial and he blow. Then you get the reward. Nah, if your ass was playing dice with him for 3 days straight and you kicking it. No, you harboring a fugitive. And damn if you calling yourself his girlfriend and you was, giving him some of that nappy dugout. Nehemiah was with much appreciation for the for the war effort. And you been giving him some of that nappy scrappy. Oh, you going to jail, girl. You going to jail. You was harboring him up in here. Yeah. So you don't get no reward. Nah. Yeah. So, we going to find out if that's true. But I know that's what's been on social media. And you know me, I'm always ready to get rid of any of those false narratives that black men and black women don't love each other. That's not true at all. At all. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. Okay? Yeah, she was harboring them. Yeah. Harboring. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. He trying to get every little bit. Because once he go back, he ain't getting no more. Yeah, no more. They got their ass in Angola now. Yeah, they on Angola now. I know he was... Well, again, we got people that's living that wild life. So, when they live that wild life, that's what you end up. You end up in the hooscow. And they gonna make sure you don't get out this time. Yeah, they gonna make sure of that shit. All 10 of you. Put respect on their name, all 10 of you. Yeah, going down. Hard and fast. Oh, yeah, Angola? Oh, yeah. Angola is hard time. Hard time when you be singing and shit. They learn them old slave hymns. He's out there. That's hard labor. Somebody done gave me like, don't do that. Cause I'm telling you, you know why you don't do that? See, y'all taking me off my train right here. I gotta pause class for a minute. Yo, you know that movie Life, man, it's different when you up inside and you watching that. Yeah, no, it's different, man. That life shit hit me different. I swear, I tell you, I swear, man. That's one movie, oh man. Especially at the end. To this day, I can't watch Life. I'm telling you. And hear Casey and JoJo sing that song, you be like this. Oh man, you be in your feelings. You go back to your damn bunk, your head hurting. Somebody done gave me life. Ooh, we life. Nah. That shit straighten you up quick. Cause this dude's in there and you watching that movie and you look to the side and shit, and you see this dude got a 73 number, and you like this, god damn. You straighten your ass up quick. Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all see, and I'm telling you, nobody don't listen to Bliz though, because I'm telling these kids, man, I'm serious. They will lose your ass in that system. They will lose you in there. You gonna do them damn numbers. Now, that Life movie is significant, man. Woo! For nothing. For nothing. Do y'all understand the science behind that flick? Choices. Movement. I'm telling you, man, that shit hits you hard because I was on my way home the night I caught my case. I was literally on my way home. I literally had clicked off a little phone, told my ex at the time, well, my ex now. She was my goddamn Bonnie. At that time, I said, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm leaving right now. And all of a sudden, shit turned up. I backed out, got the clapping, and that was it. On my way home, that shit took a damn decade. Yeah, man. You have to, gotta be focused. Boy, you watch that movie, them movie was old. Shit. When they get to the Yankee game, till their ass was damn near damn Yankees. I'm telling y'all shit, that movie off, woo-wee. Nah, don't put that in the chat. Got me all in my feelings. PTSD in this guy. Nah, man. Them dudes gotta do it though. Hey, they was out. He was out for 5.5 months. I don't know why he ain't hot foot his ass to Mexico, but he ain't see Sweetback. That's why. He wasn't too bright. You should have watched the movie. You should have watched Sweetback. He might have would have still been running right now. Now Cupid don't want his funky ass. No. Cuba don't want nothing to do with you. Nah, he ain't no political prisoner. Nah. Hell no. Don't worry about Teach James. Don't come up in here and tell she a DA. We don't give no goddamn about her. Nah, she done put a lot of people in jail. It's your turn now, damn it. Nah. Okay, so Mr. Grove and Louisiana 10. Oh yeah. Y'all got to do that time. Do it safely though. We don't want y'all to, end up a statistic. You dig? Chef, what up, Corp? Understand? So let's go. Where we at next? Where we at next? Okay. And this is significant. But again, nobody listen to Bliz. And I'm tired of people telling me about investing when they know my stance on it. Real estate, who got bread, who don't have bread, who balling, who making boss moves, chicken bosses and all this shit. I always tell y'all the measure, okay? The measure of somebody having bread, called much appreciation for funding the war effort. The measure is New York City. The measure of having bread is property in New York City. Depending on where this property is. Okay? That's how you know dudes got bread or not. Because damn it, there ain't a stitch of property in the 5 boroughs. Not a stitch. I'm telling you, all this shit is ate up. And to keep it very, very honest, ain't no ownership of property within the 5 boroughs. That fallacy needs to be eradicated. You don't own shit. You on borrowed time. The city gonna get that shit back, or they gonna tax you heavily on it. Trust and believe. Now you might have a little slither somewhere, but bet they coming to get that shit. And I'm telling you, I'm out here in the bush. And when I'm telling you, these people losing their homes left and right. Left and right. Corporations is buying this shit up and putting a building. They don't care if it's in the middle of a fucking residential block. They putting buildings in between the yo, it's for real. So if you got bread, prove it to me. I'm dead serious. Go to Midwood and buy one of them houses over there on Avenue L in Bedford. Right there in the dead center of the Bagel Meisters. I took y'all on a tour. When the migrants, look up, I think migrants housed in a high school when Eric Adams moved them from Floyd Bennett Field overnight because it was going to be a storm or some shit, and they put them in James Madison High School. I gave y'all a tour of the area so you could do a YouTube search of that. And I showed you what money should be able to buy you. If you can't get a crib over there, which I know you can't, then your bread not long. Okay? Your bread is not long. I'm telling you. So speaking of such, right? You could go to the Earn Your Leisure dudes. You could go to JT, Pocket Watcher. You could go to Tony the Closer. You go to Keys. You could go to any of these niggas that y'all think is all that because they talk that shit in viral. Okay? Then, when you finish with them, y'all go to them woke and conscious channels. Tell them I'm challenging y'all on this shit. So I want the real estate moguls. I want these entrepreneur ass moguls and all this other shit. I want the conscious folks. So go get Umar. Tell Jermaine if he still got it, which I know he don't, because he on his way to Angola himself. Yeah, Dr. Umar ass probably be in Angola too. But call Umar. Go get your man Scissor Lips. Yeah, go get Scissor Lips out there on the West Coast. Go get him. Who else y'all be throwing out there? D1. Tell all of them. Get your athletes that y'all think is balling. Go get Jay-Z. Tag him. Tag Nas. Tag him. Tag 50. Tag Tyler Perry. I want y'all to do it for me. If y'all in this class, I'm telling you, tell them I'm challenging them to go and get this property. Okay? Yeah, get this property. And y'all, somebody just sent me a clip or vid of this black woman who was supposed to be the NFL owner, majority owner of an NFL team. Who, black woman, but y'all know that's George Lucas' wife. You know, she's married to an Ofe. Okay? But call her too, because y'all buying shit, right? Call Brandy, call Usher, and Serena, and all of them. Call Floyd, Dummy May. Come get this property. Because if nobody melanated buys this property, I know that y'all all full of shit. In Brooklyn, in Bushwick, Dr. Malachi York's property is for sale. Very spacious plot of land in Bushwick, on Bushwick Avenue. His legacy. This property is up for sale. I passed it just yesterday and said, hold up. Wait a minute. All this time is for sale? Now, after all this time? I'm like this, nah, man, y'all can't let that happen. Y'all can't let that happen. Not with all this black folk with money. Not with all these bosses and ballers with money. Y'all can't let that property go into the hands of the Ofe. Y'all can't let that property go into the hands of the Asians. Y'all can't let that property go into the hands of the Europeans. Huh? Or the Arabs. No, you can't do that. That gotta be black folk. Yeah, no, somebody black got to do something with that property. Yeah. Now, we're not gonna deal with what may have happened in there. Because I'm going to deal with the history from what I know, from my perspective, from what I used to walk past, from what I used to drive past. See, because I told y'all before, okay, my father lived in Bushwick. Oh, yeah, between Harlem and Williamsburg. Yeah, right there on Scholl Street. Yes, Block 1. So, as a young person, I took, many trips, damn near daily, to grandma's house. That's where me and my cousins used to congregate, as we were being raised as brothers. Oh, I used to be in Williamsburg. I was being Scholl Street, Marjorie Street, walking through Ten Eyck and all that. Yeah. But in my younger years of taking the bus up Bushwick Avenue or taking a cab, or when I became an adolescent and would ride bikes, or shit, even walk. You know, young legs, we may walk from East New York through Bushwick. I watched Dr. York in the Ansar community go from what I know was a few apartments to owning 3 blocks, or at least managing 3 blocks. And if you ever walk through that community, shit, you know you better not act up over there. You know that was one of the safest swaths of land in Brooklyn, damn near in the 5 boroughs. No bullshit. You walk through, you seen those brothers out there with the staffs. You saw the tables out. You saw them selling incense, saw them selling oils. And yeah, quite a few times you might have had a fiend or two do something stupid, snatch a Puerto Rican lady purse or somebody who they thought, you know, wasn't from the area and get caught up by them brothers over there and get that ass whooped. There was a 0 tolerance policy for bullshit anywhere within that area. I know that for a fact because I seen it. Now, I wasn't part of the community. No. My father knew all too well what the community was, what community was about. Remember, I was raised in Islam. But you couldn't help it. You would get a block away and you would just, smell Muslim oil, smell incense. And you know you coming through the community. Beautiful. When I'm talking about, they built it from apartments to a building, from a building to a block, from a block to 2 blocks. It was, everybody know that. Everybody knew where you was at. Whether you was driving by in a cab, riding by in a bus, or walking through, you knew not to violate. And for many people, not a lot, but for many people, that was the first conscious community. That was the first space where you got books. All of the books that people are reading now, right? Also his own books that he, you know, wrote and self-published right there. That was the spot. That was the spot. Okay, before it became a thing to selling books on the streets uptown or selling books on the street in Jamaica Avenue. That came many years later. That was the spot right there for the learning, for lessons and degrees that you wasn't going to get in any school. Now, it got wacky later on. However, how can we allow those buildings to go anywhere else? We know for a fact. I know for a fact that little Nation of Islam temple in East New York, which is really like 15 minutes away from this property, man, that little space they could use that size. Maybe the nation can purchase it. It ain't needed. I know for an absolute fact, the nation of gods and earth definitely could make that in a law school. That could be in a law university. So while y'all talking about Nas and Buster, Slim God body, blood, I don't know what the hell he is after I seen him tossing and twisting fingers. Kane, Rakim. Y'all talking, and this resurgence of people, newborns coming into the nation, they could definitely use that space. That can be in the law university right there. can start having the problems. Man, listen, the space is tremendous. When I looked and I was taking my pics, I'm like, yo, hold on. All that in the back, that space is huge. Huge. And it is for sale for real, because I saw a sister, I don't know if it's one of his daughters, but she was cleaning and getting some things about it. It was another brother inside. So I'm like, okay, I know they're collecting and breaking it down, because I didn't see a for sale sign last time I passed through there, but it's there now. NOI could use it. The Nation of Gods and Earths could use it. A lot of different organizations could use it or make it useful. So what's up? Where's the moguls at? Where's the conscious folk at? I'm challenging them to purchase it. It would be a shame for the Bagelmeisters to get it. Yeah, that would be a shame. Because regardless of if you were a follower or not, trust me, Jay-Z, your ass definitely should look into buying it, because many people weren't, especially in hip-hop and especially people outside of the tri-state, would not have known anything about the Ansar community if Jaz-O wasn't. Jaz-O was the first person to wear their garb in a hip-hop video. In a hip-hop video. Jay, your ass was right there. Y'all was right there. So, Jay, you got the bread now, right? Don't you? You up almost a billy? I know y'all not gonna let some stinking ass old face come and buy that property. Yeah, see? For people who consistently debate who's greater, who's better, for y'all to be talking about, damn, Jay got shot down on the casino, Nas made it to the next step, and this and that, $1 billion and all this. Come on now. Come on now. Somebody gonna get that? Somebody gonna get that? And what? Shit, that could be a mini Schaumburg. Harlem got their Schaumburg. You could put something right there. That could be a black conscious library with a gym. Right? Somebody in there teaching martial arts, self-defense, and as such. Okay? Black woman, you can MGT training class right there, right? Huh? You can do a lot of things with that property. Where y'all black people at? No, Charles? There you go. Firearms training in the heart of Brooklyn. Man, no. Damn it, no. Can't do that right there. Shh. Damn it. Ain't this some... Oh, my goodness. It's always the militant brothers that trying to paint the snow black and all that. We can't do that right there. No, man. Let me tell you something right now. Safety, militancy, arms training. You know where I stand on that. Okay? But let me tell you something. Let me hip you to something real quick. With that particular property, Dr. Malachi York in safety and firearms training. Okay? Since you want to mention that, let me give y'all the history on that shit, because a lot of y'all might have missed it. Dr. Malachi York moved the Ansar community or New Wabians to Georgia. Built these tremendous pyramids and things. Beautiful land. Then you know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. Wesley Snipes bought property right next to him. And you know what Wesley Snipes did with his property? Wesley Snipes put a firing range on his property. Listening to Late Charles. Yeah, listening to Late Charles. Put a firearm range on his property right next door to Dr. York, training the community in firearms and safety. And you know what happened to Wesley? His ass went to jail. That's what happened to Wesley. That tax shit was bullshit. They was on Wesley ass because he identified with Dr. York's teachings and subsequently put a firing range right next door to it. Oh, y'all didn't know that, huh? Yeah, y'all didn't know that? Y'all thought that tax shit is what Wesley went to jail for? Yeah, okay. That's the government. That's that bullshit. See, what a lot of y'all might have missed too is that Wesley Snipes is for real with martial arts. Okay? And he had a big martial arts, what do you want to say, convention, expo, where he had all of the grand masters of the world, martial arts experts. Y'all didn't peep that, did you? Some of you might have. They aired this shit on Channel 7. And he had all of them on stage, demonstrating and all that. And they all praised Wesley and said he was for real about his teachings. And you know who was on that stage? Some of these grand masters that they used to train the CIA, to train the FBI, to train a lot of these security forces. And they all acknowledged Wesley. So by him having that allegiance and then utilizing his land for weapons training, they got Wesley ass up out of here. So you don't want to put no goddamn property coming from Dr. York and saying we're going to do that with that. We ain't doing that with that. Especially not in the boroughs. Shh. Don't tell nobody. Damn it. Okay? So you're going to get some learning in this class. How the hell Wesley going to go to jail for tax evasion when the accountant that did his taxes was dirty? The accountant robbed half of Hollywood. Wesley wasn't doing the taxes, and y'all gonna bang him for tax evasion? That was bullshit, man. They sat Wesley down. He said, you really want to be with Dr. York? Huh? That's all that was. Okay? But some people still don't know who he is. So let's give a little brief bio. Dr. Malachi York had a background in Sunni Islam, but established his own group, initially called the Ansar Pure Sufi in Brooklyn, New York, around 1967. By 1969, the group had renamed the Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission in America. And in 1973, it became the Ansarut Allah community, establishing a Brooklyn commune with its own security force. The group presented itself as being Islamic, but faced much opposition from other Muslim organizations in the city. Overcoming years, it integrated ideas from New Age and UFO religions, with York announcing that he, in fact, was an extraterrestrial. In 1992, York transformed his movement into the Holy Tabernacle Ministries, increasingly foregrounding Jewish themes. Okay? All right, so you got Mixie. The following year, it became the United Nubian Nation of Moors and relocated to Georgia, where it began claiming to be a Native American nation and established Tamare, an ancient Egypt-themed compound and tourist attraction. The movement also incorporated sovereign citizen concepts. In 2004, York was convicted of child molestation, racketeering, and financial reporting violations and sentenced to 135 years in federal prison. All right? And y'all can do y'all follow-ups. Now, he's been in there for a minute. When I first touched the town, I self-published my memoir. Okay, by the way, it's only a few left. Before I start to re-edit. And a couple of y'all, the books came back, your addresses was off or the zip codes was off. So I gotta check the address and send it back out. I did go into the bookstore and the sister in there did take a few books to sell, okay? And we had a long conversation. I also met a few other brothers up north while I was bidding who, in fact, came up out of the Ansar community and, you know, gave me their experiences within it. I heard a lot of things, firsthand information, you know, but again, to each his own. Everybody moves based on their own consciousness and understandings of situations, right? So I've heard a lot. And for me, none of that is neither here nor there. I'm looking at the property. It's prime real estate. I'm asking if anybody who is somebody, who believes that there's somebody, who has these resources and I guess their money long, I'm asking why wouldn't that be a good purchase? Shift the legacy and make it something else. Again, it's just a structure. It's just a structure. Okay? Yeah, he in ADX. Yeah, he got 135 years. Excuse me. Yeah, but it's a structure. I mean, shit, y'all use different structures for different institutions every day. I've seen storefront churches turn into elected official offices. You understand? I've seen an elected official office turn into a nail salon. But I'm specifically saying that this is it's right there. It take up from the corner to the middle of the block. Big stuff there, man. You could do a lot with that. You can do a lot with that. And then change the legacy of that space. Shit, Dummy May ain't copping that. Dummy May can't cop nothing. Nothing. You understand? He can't cop shit. If they can pledge the flag or perform at the Super Bowl, they can purchase the property. Listen, man, listen, comrade. They could do a whole bunch of shit, right? But none of them are liquid, because when you liquid and you powerful, you can do shit. I want to see these individuals who push on us that it's so easy. Yo, man, you could just flip houses. Anybody can just flip houses. You know, come to my seminar. How much is the seminar? $2,500. I'll teach you how to flip houses and all this other shit. And they portfolios here and there and all this other weird shit. And y'all just sit in front of YouTube watching these bastards talk this talk. And they buying bullshit land in Delaware or somewhere way up in Rhode Island or somewhere way out in the... Come on, man. Show me you balling. This is the property right here. I challenge any of y'all to go get that and do something with it. And do something with it. They damn sure did. Damn sure did. They all belittle you. Because that's what capitalism allows them to do. Right? White supremacy using capitalism, right, as a dehumanizing space. It got niggas believing that because Ofe backed them, that they could talk down to you and make you feel like you need to follow them. You gotta follow suit, or you ain't shit. They base success on the measures of what they're allowed to do within Ofe structures. And I keep telling y'all, y'all don't know how or why they got there. Okay? 9 times out of 10, Diddy done showed the path to them dudes. Many of them dudes. Regardless of the genre of music, regardless of the space they in, sports or entertainment, the same practice flies. Same shit. But y'all sit back and feel away because I don't have this or I don't do that. Not looking at the goodness, the greatness that's within you. Most of them can't do what you do. Most of them could never do it. That's why they had to run their ass over there. They can't sit in the mix of family and be a manager, be a consultant. You dig what I'm saying? Be a person that the family can depend on, that the family loves, that the family seeks counsel from. They can't do that. That's valuable. That's wealth. To sit and see and to deal with everything that we deal with on a regular basis, they can't do that. They ran from that. They can't manage that shit. They can't deal with it. But y'all keep looking over there like that's something. That shit ain't nothing. It's nothing to get. Bend your ass over. You could go get it. You want it that bad? You want to measure up to Jay and them? Go ahead. You go ahead. Quick. God body, much appreciation for the super chat. Quick, you could go do it. You think you can't do it? Y'all really think y'all can't do it? You think you can't be Jay? You think you can't be Dame? You think you can't be all these people? You can. Go give up your grippers. Your ass would be a star like that. You see that little broke up, retreaded, remedial boy, what's his name? Shamar, that shit. He all crooked and shit, and he getting what you call them shits? When you go to the club, spot dates and shit like that. People paying attention to that. Who the hell pay attention to a broke up Nah, nah, nah. Who does that? That nigga in the hood don't get paid attention to. Y'all got him as a star. Krishan Rock and this is the most unlearned celebrity class we've ever seen in the history of who we are. We coming from entertainers like Paul Robeson, Harry Belafonte, Lena Horne, Dr. Bill Cosby, Danny Glover. These people are intellectuals. Torin, much appreciation. These people are intelligent. And now look at the fuck y'all got. Shamar and all this stupid shit, Kodak and the chain snatchers, these dirty ass broads, Jessica Dime and all. The fuck, what the hell you? That's it. Y'all think y'all can't do that? Go get hold out. Let the old flake play in your grippers. Y'all could do that shit. You get a house, you get a car, all that. You be on the red carpets, let them play in your butt. You can do it. So keep comparing yourself to them. Keep believing that success is that shit. If you want to, keep doing it. I'm very serious because they're showing you that they can control it, that they can make anybody. See, the danger though, Molly, in that downgrade is that people are influenced by them. People who know better. You know damn well you're not supposed to be watching no girl that's in a second trimester of pregnancy twerking in front of kids in the world. You know that shit don't supposed to be okay with you black women. Y'all know that. That's not right. But again, we're in a space now where the world is bizarro. It's upside down and inside out. Shit is backwards and going the other way. So either you're going to allow that shit to influence you or you're going to influence it. And that's where the confusion come in because, yo, it's a heavy task to remain straight, forward pushing. No, well, you stay away from spaces like that. See, all you have to do is watch and acknowledge it. When you're dealing with a conscious and intelligence that's light years ahead, you already see that. We seen that. We seen that growing up. We saw that in our middle schools, in our high school years. Listen, you lived through the crack epidemic. We seen all type of shit. So that's not new. What's new now is that it's being appreciated and celebrated and monetized. So people get resource off it. So you're like, damn, shit. Why do I have to be in a space of higher intelligence? Because it's not getting me anywhere. Right? So we might as well resort to that shit. That's why you got people talking about, ooh, look at grandma, she's sexy. And throwing her online. Yeah, grandma's 70. Look at her, she's sexy. Right? Because y'all influenced by that bullshit. But when dudes is in grandma DM trying to blow her little box out, now it's a problem. You understand? Because y'all allowing the remedial bullshit to take precedence over the intelligence. Because the intelligence now is being challenged. It's being challenged. Okay? Because it always was. I don't care where you go in history. I don't care who you read up on. Intelligence was always a threat. They always knocked off the scholars, the most wise. Because then the beast couldn't control the people as long as somebody with intelligence is there. Always. I don't care what form of government. Okay? The conscious, the intelligence, the wise was knocked off. Except for us. You understand? We always went to our elders. We always went to our most knowledgeable. That's in all our fables. That's in everything that we've done. So once we fell back and allowed these old fays to believe that they were something that they're really not, now we fall victim to the ignorant, dumb shit. Now we fall victim to the dumb shit. So again, it's not about what Dr. Malachi York did within that property, right? The fact that they've owned it for this many decades and now it's up for sale. Let's see if one of these black people get it. I want to see. Like I said, in any class that I've had, all right? Prove it to me. Prove it to me. If you're really balling, you will manifest that. You're going to do what a baller does. If you're for our people, if you are, one of a specific conscious level, and you happen to have resource, you would purchase it. It's right there for the taking. Especially if y'all up almost a billy. Because I'm sure, guarantee you, I'm sure the price on that space got to be in the upwards of 8 to 10 million. And whatever's going on within it, I'm guaranteeing you, you probably take you a couple mil to fix it up. From whatever's going on the inside as far as the piping, the wiring, and everything else. But it's worth the investment. I guarantee you it'll be worth more than you trying to buy a fucking basketball team or some shit like that that's not going to do nothing for our people. Here you can create a university. Right there. Since y'all worrying about them not teaching black history and American history in the schools no more. You want to take it out the curriculum. Here's a space that y'all could purchase and put any one of our books in it with scholars that could come through on a regular basis. But it's on them. Remember, I don't have shit. Nothing. We barely get war effort funds in here. So I damn sure can't purchase no damn building like that. But y'all mans in them could. Jay could, Nas could, 50 could, Tyler Perry could, all these little rich ass dudes running around talking about they got big baller Stephen A. There go to purchase. There go to land. There's the opportunity right there in the file, but right there in Brooklyn to really have people look at you different. Like, oh shit. Huh. I bet you them bagel meisters look at you different. Like, oh, shit. So let's see what they do. All right? Let's see what they do. I'll put it out there. Tag them in it. All right? Okay. Now, since we got on that, you know how we do. Damn, it's 12:36, man. I got to hurry up. I gotta lay my ass down. Tomorrow's Fish Friday, and I got to be right. And it's gonna be cold too. My little muscles gonna be cold. Listen, let me get through this. As we talking about money and entrepreneurs and all that shit. Cause another thing I get tired of y'all talking about is get you an LLC, get you a family trust, get you invest in this, invest in that. And I'm keep telling y'all, I already told y'all class after class that this corporation, anything you do for the benefit of them. They eat off of everything. They benefit off of everything you do. And I'm not here. I don't know about y'all. I'm not here to allow the old fae to get anything off of me. Damn it, I was behind them bars 10 years. Y'all ain't getting shit else from me. Nothing. Nothing. At all. At all. So I want to bring you up to speed. We have to talk in layman's terms and we have to break this shit down. Okay? Because y'all do know what sharecropping was. First of all, you know what chattel slavery was. Working. Sun up, sun down. Alright? What did friend Steven say? What is it? The Quinn Dixie? What was that? Where was they gonna send Django? Where was they gonna send Django? Remember they gonna send your ass in. You won't sass neither. Oh, they cut your tongue out. Right? That's the shit that we went through. So for me, I'm not investing in nothing that got to do with the upkeep of this shit at all. All right? Nothing. Nothing. All right? So we went from chattel slavery, where your ass wasn't getting nothing, to sharecropping, to a space where every few years they elevated their game. They took the technology and then they took your intellectual property and created patents and did all type of wild shit and gave you nothing. While they went off and sold it to the world. And now everybody every so often want to send a DM or want to send a messenger. Did you know that the cell phone was created by a black woman? And heart surgery and the traffic light and all this other wild technology. And they ain't get shit for it. Pennies. So I'm like, why do I want to know? Why do I want to know it? You had this beautiful mind, put this beautiful thing together, and the old faith took it from you. You gave it to him. And he's building nations off of these black people shit. You think I don't want to hear none of that. I don't. To me, that's some disrespectful sucker shit. You mean to tell me she is intelligent enough to create cell phones? And her ass is not balling? Apple is doing it? Everybody else is... What? He ain't proud of that shit. That shit is crazy. That's not crazy to you? That doesn't sound... That sounds like a sickness that we've done it over and over and over. From the traffic light. Goddamn steam heater. Anything you name came from black person and we still scrounging? Why? Because y'all don't understand the science of business and what it means to them and how they move it. And you saying here, and they say, oh, we're going to take good care of you. What? Yeah, that's a beautiful idea. Yeah. Come on. Come over here. We're going to take care of you. We got you. And you give these bastards your whole shit. That's crazy. But we went too far ahead. Let's do this. Let's do this and do it right. It's 12:42. I don't want nobody to fall asleep. And catch the shit on the replay. And I don't, you got a timestamp. And I ain't timestamping shit. If y'all want it, y'all get it. This is where it goes. This is from the IRS. So we're going to break it down for you. I want you to understand it so you can hear it. A limited liability company, LLC, is a business structure allowed by state statute. I got a problem with that. As a melanated person who was still oppressed, who's still 3/5 of a white man, I got a problem when you say allowed by state statute. You're already telling me this is some pimp shit here. But y'all don't get it because you measuring your level of success based on what Old Faith tell you to do. Based on what you're allowed to do. That's sharecropping. But y'all not ready for that. Okay, let's continue. Each state may use different regulations. You should check with your state if you are interested in starting a limited liability company. What? So this shit ain't even universal. Different states got different. Nathaniel, much appreciation. Okay, you see this? Well, we're going to continue. We're going to continue. Owners of an LLC are called members. Most states do not restrict ownership. So members may include individuals, corporations, other LLCs, and foreign entities. There is no maximum number of members. Most states also permit single-member LLCs, those having only one owner. Okay, a few types of businesses generally cannot be LLCs, such as banks and insurance companies. Check your state's requirements and the federal tax regulations for further information. There are special rules for foreign LLCs. So, let me get this straight now. In order for me to take my beautiful mind, my intellectual property, place it in the space of this shit here, I gotta go make sure I'm regulated by the state. What state? What state? What state? But people don't get that. And trust me, I'm going with it. So you gotta come with me because already this is some bullshit. Classifications. Depending on elections made by the LLC and the number of members, the IRS will treat an LLC as either a corporation, partnership, or as part of the LLC's owner's tax return. Okay, a disregarded entity. So the IRS, which is American, which is some shit, who are all powerful because you don't play with them in the right way. And if you don't pay them, your ass going to jail. LLC or not, your ass going to jail. And I'm trying to figure that. So you mean to tell me in order to do business, I got to see y'all. who don't have nothing to do with me, nothing to do with what I'm thinking, nothing what I'm manufacturing. Y'all don't have shit to do with nothing. But I got to get regulated by O-phase. So that means I'm not pro-black. Can't be. Because I'm giving my resources to these individuals who's doing nothing. There's no way I can be militant. There's no way I can stand on the squares and I'm all black, man. No. Because I'm taking whatever I earn from my intellectual property and making sure I piece these bastards off who still lynching my people. Who still act stupid if I go into a predominantly Ofe area. Who act dumb if I go into an Ofe establishment to get a cup of tea or coffee. Or walk the street. Specifically, a domestic LLC with at least 2 members is classified as a partnership for federal income tax purposes unless it files Form 8832 and affirmatively elects to be treated as a corporation. For income tax purposes, an LLC with only 1 member is treated as an entity disregarded as separate from its owner, unless it files Form 8832 and elects to be treated as a corporation. However, for purposes of employment tax and certain excise taxes, an LLC with only 1 member is still considered a separate entity. But how much of a separate entity? Is that separate entity going to protect me from the police? Is that separate entity mean that I can drive without a license? Does that separate entity mean that I won't get arrested for some bullshit? What is this separate entity? What is this that the LLC is allowing me to do? For me making sure you get pieced off of my hard work. I want you to right here think about this shit. Because they push it. And y'all push it. Yo, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Okay? Let's come on. Let's come on. Now, in the beginning, I said this is the IRS, right? I want you to get it now in your heads. We said what an LLC is now. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, is the revenue service for the United States federal government, which is responsible for collecting U.S. federal taxes and administering the Internal Revenue Code, the main body of the federal statutory tax law. So the IRS collects revenue for the United States government. Me, as a former slave, me as a descendant, me as whatever you want to call it, right? The harsh conditions of slavery, right? Since y'all want the post-traumatic stress that came, that's in our DNA from having been enslaved, we gonna pay them? Now I'm supposed to pay them after you done did all this weird shit. After our scholars say, no, you got PT, you got post-slave disorder, you got all that. So what sense do it make for me to pay their ancestors? I mean, they're where we at? The new generation, right? I'm paying them. That's where we at. We acknowledging that. Got our ass beat, lynched, kicked, This is we acknowledge that. That's what y'all said. Y'all said we got post-traumatic slave disorder. That's why we can't work together. This is what y'all said. This is what y'all promoted over the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Right? But in order to get around that post-traumatic slave disorder, we must become successful entrepreneurs and business people. Therefore, we must get LLCs and play the tax game. What the fuck? That makes sense to you? That shit makes sense to you? To heal and cure ourselves, we gotta pay the offspring of our former enslavers by being upstanding in their eyes and having A1 credit. This is where we at? Okay. LLC, IRS. Let's continue. Okay. It is an agency of the Department of the Treasury and led by the Commissioner of Internal Revenue, who is appointed to a 5-year term by the President of the United States. So I'm supposed to sit here and rock with somebody who Trump appointed, somebody who Biden appointed, somebody who Obama appointed, and Bush and Billy Clinton and the other Bush. These people appointing people to tax me, okay? Once I put this LLC together to do business, that shit sound good to you? Trust me, I want to know. I'm dead serious. If that shit sound good to you, then cool. Go with JT, the pocket watcher. Go to Boyce Watkins. Go anywhere y'all want to go. To be an entrepreneur. To keep feeding the same system that's kicking you in your ass. Because who are these people that they're appointing to tell you that you got to give up that bread? The duties of the IRS include providing tax assistance to taxpayers, pursuing and resolving instances of erroneous or fraudulent tax filings, and overseeing various benefits programs, including the Affordable Care Act. The IRS mission is to provide America's taxpayers top quality service by helping them understand and meet their tax responsibilities and to enforce the law with integrity and fairness to all. How can that be when we don't have fairness and equity in the representation of the 3 bodies of government of this country: judicial, executive, and legislative? There's no integrity when it comes to us. We can't even walk down the street in sundown towns. But you're supposed to take your intellectual property, your hard work manufacturing something, and put it in a fucking LLC to do business so you can pay taxes. But you all black and militant. Yeah, okay. Statutory authority. The IRS is organized to carry out the responsibilities of the Treasury Secretary per Internal Revenue Code Section 7801. The IRS was created based on the Secretary's authority to administer and enforce the Internal Revenue laws. Do you hear this? This is military talk. Authority, administering, enforcing laws. That's some Debo shit. What the fuck is y'all? This is Death Row and Suge. Make that record. That's what the shit sound like to me, but you volunteering to do it. Your ass want an LLC. Right. Now, okay, we LLC, we did the IRS, right? Because you got to break it down because people just want to challenge you on bullshit. And I'm telling you, I'm not no sucker. So, okay, the IRS, we went through that. We went through the LLC, right? The IRS, okay? The LLC, all right? But what is a state? State, a political organization of society or the body politic, or more narrowly, the institutions of government. The state is a form of human association distinguished from other social groups by its purpose. We don't have a black state. We don't. Therefore, we don't have a black IRS. Therefore, our LLCs go straight to the OFA. Do you get me? So how can anybody with an LLC be effective in liberation? I want to know that. Because y'all foundations is looking real shaky right here. I haven't seen nothing in none of this shit I just read that's going to push us to a united, liberated state. A united nation. Where we can benefit off of our own intellectual property. But if I'm just talking, leave now. If I'm making sense, start pushing this shit and start telling dudes, get out your face. With entrepreneurship and all that bullshit when you don't own nothing. Let's continue. The establishment of order and security. Its methods, the laws, and their enforcement. Its territory, the area of jurisdiction and geographic boundaries, and finally, by its sovereignty. That is what a state is. So when the IRS are enforcing these laws, these codes, you understand? Come on, man. This shit ain't hard. It's not. The state consists most broadly of the agreement of the individuals on by the means whereby disputes are settled in the form of laws. What are black laws? We don't even have a fucking code that we live by. Therefore, we don't have laws. We don't have a state. So the IRS don't represent us. It doesn't. So your LLC ain't doing shit but greasing the pockets of the current state, of the current government, of the current old phase. That's what your LLC does every time you pay into it, every time you make an exchange. That's what it does. Whether your black ass want to believe it or not, you're sharecropping. There's some entity, like they said, there's some state, there's some appointed person that's sitting here and getting all of your energy, all of your ideas, and all of your resources and doing what they want to do with it. In such countries as the United States, Australia, Nigeria, Mexico, and Brazil, the term state or cognate also refers to political units that are not sovereign themselves but subject to the authority of the larger state or federal union. You have none. So you can't be balling to me. You're just a chicken boss. Like I said, you can't do none of that shit affects me. I look at you as a little delusional. when you say shit like that, because I'm like, damn, this person don't get it yet. But let's go a little deeper. Understanding what revenue is. Because the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, they come in and get that for the state. Revenue is the money brought into a company from its business activities over a specified period of time, such as a quarter or year, before subtracting expenses. This is why I keep telling you, these celebrities don't own shit, but y'all worship them. Y'all say they balling. You want to beat them. Oh, damn, some money better than none. These niggas don't have they don't generate revenue at all. How do you generate revenue with a song independently? You generate more resources with a song independently than you do when you're up in that business. Do you understand revenue? What is the resource? What is the provisions from a recorded song? It used to be, we saw it, right? You saw the vinyl, the 45 and shit, or the 33s, right? Or you saw the 8-track, or you saw the cassette, or you saw the CD. You don't see it now. It's gone. That was a measure of revenue. The CD was $12.99. You paid $12.99 to the store. The store got the CD from the record company. The record company, it might have cost them $1 to produce. You see the exchange. You see the revenue. But the artists don't get paid probably 30, a quarter. What is it, quarter? 3 months? Supposedly. But based on the contract, they might be fucked around because of expenses. And that happens to them year after the year, year after year, year after year. Same thing with anything else. I don't want y'all to miss the fact that you have to take this product. You got to take whatever you are as a company into an already functioning institution, which is the industry. So how the hell do they get resource from an actress? An actor? How do you measure that worth? The industry measures the worth. So when they talk about, yo, they beat me, I was supposed to get this. No, you don't know white folk and what they had to do in order to make people believe that you got some value. They had to say, yeah, I got the top nigga. This nigga could run the 40 in 9 seconds. This nigga could jump and slam dunk from the foul line. This broad can sing and break a glass from a mile away. This nigga could do the funky chicken for 4 hours. And they tell that to other white folks, and they put value on that. And say, well, this is what we're willing to pay for that. But you, as a nigga, you ain't shit until you get up in that system, until you get in that institution. That gotta be hurtful to know that. I know it. I know our value. I know our worth in their eyes. But if you don't have knowledge of self, it's going to drive you crazy. So when they tell you, yo, your grippers look nice, let me get that. I'll give you $1 million, I'll put you on TV for another 8 months. The weak person going to do it. When you know that you are larger, that what you have on here and in here is grander than any diamond, any pearl, any ruby, any bucket of oil. They can't measure who you are as a conscious being. So when you telling me, And you get an LLC and the IRS and the state and revenue. I'm looking at you like you crazy. Because my revenue come from my people. My revenue comes from my people. When I provide them with something that is more valuable than anything, a different view of themselves and peace and a calmness. And that's the exchange. That's the revenue. Revenue recognition methods. There are two different ways to calculate revenue, depending on the accounting method employed. Accrual accounting will include sales made on credit as revenue for goods or services delivered to the customer. Under certain rules, revenue is recognized even if payment has not yet been received. That shit is crazy. Which I believe in this bullshit here. Let's go. In accounting, revenue is the total amount of income generated by the sale of goods and services related to the primary operations of a business. If the primary operation of a business is sports, what's the goods and services? I'm not talking about the merch and all that. That shit. No. What is the primary operation of business that revenue comes from sports? You telling me you giving this nigga $100 million over 3 years for what? In the hopes that his black people fill them seats. In the hopes that you can market him and push him so white folk like him enough to come see him play. That's a con game. It is what it is. Okay? Commercial revenue may also be referred to as sales or as turnover. Some companies receive revenue from interest, royalties, or other fees. Revenue may refer to income in general, or it may refer to the amount in a monetary unit earned during a period of time. As in, last year, Company X had a revenue of $42 million. Profits or net income generally imply total revenue minus total expenses in a given period. Now, after all of this, with revenue, with the state, with IRS, with the LLC, I don't hear no black liberation and none of that. I hear all that going right back into the pockets of our captors. There's no other way to explain. There's no other way to explain it. That is an absolute fact. That when you participate in business, when you participate in LLCs and all these nonprofits and entrepreneurs and getting registered by the state, you upholding this shit. That's why immigrants, migrants win, because they don't do none of that shit. That's what got people tight, because they like, yo, hold up. These people come over here, they getting busy. Nameless, faceless, social security numberless. And they get into the thousands. They get into it. And they not being shot down in the street. So how dumb are we niggas that we still think we supposed to play this game? I'll wait. I'll wait. saying. Do you want me to continue on my hurting your heart? Should I continue on my hurting your heart? Because I'm telling you, you come over here with this bullshit, and I'm telling you, no matter how much you think you like me, I'm going to always test your square. I don't allow people to just hang around. I don't. I'm 1000% with mine, man. I don't fuck with these old fays at all. I know the history. I live it. They don't care about you. Business revenue. Business revenue is money income from activities that are ordinary for a particular corporation, company, partnership, or sole proprietorship. For some businesses, such as manufacturing or grocery, most revenue is from the sale of goods. Y'all getting that? Now, if you don't own land, if you don't own factories, if you don't own the means to manufacture products, you are not a business. And if you're not a business, you cannot get with others to create an industry. And if you cannot create an industry, you cannot build a sustaining system that will keep your people alive. That's what sovereign nations have. And because they have business, industries, conglomerates, laws, and a military, they're able to do what they want to do. They're able to live out their potential to be greater. So there's nobody here on this land who pledges allegiance to the flag, who pays taxes, who has a registered LLC or nonprofit or business. None of that shit is ready to buck the system to be in a state of perfect militancy. They not. They not. And I'll slap the shit out of any one of them for trying to convince me different. You ain't. Your ass work for white folk. Straight up. That's why we're stuck. Because the first thing that come out of somebody's mouth is, we need to be entrepreneurs. We need businesses. Set up an LLC and stupid ass. Sound dumb as shit. Y'all pay into that shit every day while they extract every day. The people that got you paying into this shit don't pay into it at all. The government shut down, got employees looking stupid, yet the elected officials still getting paid. That shit is stupid. It's dumb. And if anything y'all ever heard a celebrity say, listen to what Chris Rock said. If the poor really knew how the wealthy lived, they burn this shit down. Y'all have no understanding how the wealthy move around you. You have to open your eyes to see that shit for real. But many of y'all are scared to, because you're not ready to blow their kneecaps off. So, I'm still trying to figure out who. Y'all still want an LLC? Y'all still want to work for the government? God damn it. Have at it. Have at it. Have at it. Yeah. Keep looking at these dudes like they different than you. Keep it up. I don't get fooled. Fuck out of here. And before we out, we got to get to, again, a perfect example, right? Another segue, right? For somebody who is showing and proving what I'm saying, right? You see how the old phase try to get slick? You see how the industry and the corporation of the WNBA said to the, what is she? The assistant players union president. Is she the co-president? What they said in the FISA? Y'all ain't shit without the WNBA. We gave you a platform. This is the shit that the old face said because she is a student of the old fame man. So she said this to this little black girl. Y'all ain't shit. And Caitlyn, because she's still a player, she ain't shit without us either. But I beg to differ because they were getting to the bag before they came into the NBA. And now looky here, looky here, looky here. Oh, Angel Reese is showing her grippers. Woo, her ample grippers. For I always feel terrible about speaking about these young people like that. 'Cause that's a young girl, but she's trying to do womanly things. Trying to do womanly things, and she had her brown grippers out, and she advertised and said that more of them grippers is going to be shown on the 15th of October because she's a Victoria's Secret angel. Sweet, sweet white Jesus. Yes. And she got to the back. See, that's how they get to the bag outside of that structure. However, it is another corporation, but that corporation is giving her bread right there. Here, hold that. Hold that. And come walk and show them grippers in our undergarments. And WNBA ain't got nothing to do with that. Trust, this little girl been doing her thing since college. Okay? Do you understand? This is what the true independent move is. I'm here. I'm utilizing whatever I can utilize through my intellectual property to extract resources from others and not pay a corporate. You ain't paying a WNBA for that. But she might be, I don't know her business status. She might have a few contracts with the government that's allowing her to do that. However, she's making something for nothing. She's showing her grippers. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, they kids. I wouldn't care what it is. They're kids. At 18, if somebody would have knocked your head off and you would have transitioned, you're a kid. I was 18 in the service. I was a kid. If I would have went overseas and got my block knocked off at 18, 19, I was a kid. So I don't care if they on TV. I don't care if they could jump. I don't care if they could shoot a basketball. I don't care if they could swim. I don't care if they could do a double pike back twist and all that. They are children and kids to me. Damn it, I'll be 57. You wouldn't dare see me in no relationship with nobody 25, 30, 35. It's a kid. That's a kid. Ain't no way in hell no grown-ass man supposed to be nowhere in her tail. At all. At all. Simple as that. That's a child. There's nothing intellectually she could do with me. Nothing at all. And being that she's an athlete, I know for a fact that I'm 200, 300, 400 books ahead of her. In life, she never did a bid, don't do. I did 10 years and 2 years before that. There's nothing that anybody can say that would ever convince me that I'm supposed to be all right dealing with somebody in their 20s and 30s. Get the hell out of here. No. No. That's lazy and taking advantage of a young girl. That's all that is. That's it. There's no way she can elevate you at all. None. At all. And I've been there. Mine is 20. Anybody come through knocking at her and they over a certain age, I'm sending you back to the essence quick. Trust that. You the past, bro. I dare somebody 35, 40, 45. That East New York will come out quick. Just that simple. The past. The past. Simple as that. We're dealing with no young girls. This shit is crazy. Insane. Insane. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You've lived several lives. This is somebody that was born in when? After 9/11? And dudes feel it's all right to deal with that? Really? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's craziness. That's craziness. You lived through everything they threw at us. You lived through the crack epidemic. You could deal with somebody that was born after 9/11. Yeah, all right. All right. But as I was saying, she's getting to a bag outside of that. Trust and believe that at any juncture, they're going to make an attempt to control your labor, your intellectual property, because that's just what this thing does. All right? That's just what this thing does. You dig? The control of your labor. To pull more resources out of your labor than you. Without knocking you off. Without knocking you off. That's what capitalism is. That's what all this bullshit is. Okay? So you figure it out. You look and try to understand how militant you are. Try to sit and understand where you really are, who you are, what they are, and how much you're willing to pour into yourself as opposed into the conditioning and the training that you have been pouring into these entities, these corporations, these words, this weird shit we going through. You dig? Well, as always, it's late. Shit, we got one more day. Goddamn it, Fish Fridays tomorrow. I know y'all got to go to work. I got to go to work. Appreciate my classroom assistants for holding me down. Yes, we do. We done knocked out another class. Remember, guard your mind. Guard your mind. You dig? Guard your mind. Never allow the bullshit to get there. Never allow it to be corrupted. Okay? Keep your mind intact. And don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. Come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. You dig? Be safe out there. Make sure you get up in the morning, get your goddamn workouts in. Breathe deep and find a way to pull out. Find a way to pull up out and get away from these old phase and do what you're doing for them, for yourself, and for us. That is the goal. Remain militant. Okay, if you got some self-proprietary, put it in the comments. Support each other. To those who funded the war effort, much appreciation. Okay, we'll see y'all soon. Much soon. At 55, gang.